So if you go to our website, which is Vaxxter.com, VAXXTER, Vaxxter.com, and sign up for our email list, because we're growing our list, and you're on our email list, if you can just sign up there. Or if you're listening to this on your phone, you can text MVI, which is like Mastering Vaccine Info. You can text MVI to 555-888. It's 3 5s and 3 8s. So MVI, you can text MVI to 555-888 if you're listening to this and you're on your phone, or if you don't have a computer or something like that. You can sign up for a list directly that way. And then probably in August, we'll start marketing for the course again to get signed up. And the course will run from middle of September to the middle of November this fall.
Awesome.
But what we're doing right, it's even more important right now is this. And when you go to Vaxxter, there's 2 articles there I want everybody to read. And if you just scroll down the page, it'll say Coronavirus Part 1 and Part 2. And Part 1 is called, the title of the article is Same Playbook, Different Virus.
Mm-hmm.
We've done this before, and I lay the whole thing out and talk about the problems with this testing. In fact, I think this afternoon I'm going to write an article. It's going to be something like the 7 reasons to not buy into coronavirus testing. And I think I'm going to write another one of like 7 reasons why we need to rebel against wearing masks. Because there are really big reasons to not wear these masks, really big. Mm-hmm. And so if you read that article, same playbook, different day, or different virus. And then the other one is about the PrEP Act. And we can't let a good emergency go to waste. That's coronavirus Part 2. Okay. Because there's a law that was passed in 2005 called the PrEP Act that not a lot of people know about, and it's become my mission to get everybody to know about it. When the PrEP Act was passed, it was literally passed in the middle of at 11:30 at night on a Friday night, and tacked onto the back end of a defense appropriations bill. Nobody in Congress read it. Nobody got to refute it. They said they were going to bring it up to debate after the Christmas recess, which they didn't. And the PrEP Act is a very nefarious bill, and it gives the pharmaceutical companies complete and utter liability protection for anything that is called a covered countermeasure that is created during a time of a declared national emergency, whether it's public health or whether it's terrorism or something like that. This all came on the back end of 9/11. And so the vaccine companies cannot be sued. They have complete and utter liability protection. Even if the vaccine kills a bunch of people or severely injures a bunch of people, the only recourse that you or your family has is to convince the U.S. Attorney General that was willful misconduct, that the drug companies intentionally created a product, a drug, a technology, a software, any of those things, intentionally created something to harm you, which of course that's never going to happen.
That's not going to happen. I mean, I don't know how you would.
You can't. I mean, how can you can't. And I mean, they can't even do that in like criminal defense, right? And so unless you have a note that says, I'm going to kill you, how can you prove it, right? Yeah. And so, unlike the 1986 Injury Compensation Act, which has been around for a long time, this PrEP Act it has no funding set aside. Nothing is funding in terms of an injury compensation. Congress would have to vote to fund that pool of money if a bunch of people are injured and they need to file for compensation through the Federal Court of Claims, like you can in the childhood vaccine schedule of the 1986 Act. So the 1986 Act gave you a way to get compensation if you were injured. The 2005 Act has nothing like that. Wow. There was one lawsuit that came up, and I think it was after after the H1N1, the swine flu thing that they did in 2009, that there were people that were injured, and that was during a time of declared national emergency. There was one lawsuit that came up that there was no funding for it. And at the end, the judge said, I guess that you have to go back to the U.S. Attorney General and try to prove willful misconduct to move forward. And then the statute of limitations on the suit ran out.